Hello, I am Amit, and welcome to Heartwarming Fables, where every story touches your soul and leaves you with a smile. Her lake-like eyes were lost somewhere in the void. She must have been around 18 or 19 years old. The moment I saw her, I was captivated by her beauty. This was 1993, when I was just 15 years old. I had gone to my village for my cousin's wedding. My father had moved to Delhi in 1975, and since then we had been living there. We only visited the village occasionally for weddings or other family functions. One evening, while wandering around the village, my eyes suddenly fell on a girl. She was sitting at her doorstep, her hands adorned with henna, looking deeply sad. She was so beautiful that words cannot describe her. Her lake-like eyes seemed lost in thought. She must have been around 18 or 19 years old. The moment I saw her, I was enchanted by her beauty. At that age, the heart dreams of many things. I too was lost in a beautiful dream. I wished I could marry her. At that time, I didn't know that her wedding was scheduled for the very next day. Anyway, she got married, and I returned to Delhi after 10 days. Gradually, I forgot about her. 7 years passed in the blink of an eye. It was the year 2000, and I was now 22 years old. I had landed a job in a private company with a monthly salary of 3,000. My family was pressuring me to get married. I wanted to marry a girl from the village because I liked village girls. One day, my mother and I decided to go to the village to look for a suitable match. It was a golden morning in January when I set foot on my village soil. The cold weather, coupled with the sweet sunlight, felt wonderful. We traveled by jeep and reached our home, which was 7 kilometers from the station. The day passed in meeting relatives, and before I knew it, evening had arrived. Feeling like taking a walk, I went to the market with my cousin, who also needed to buy some medicine. We went to a doctor's shop, and my cousin waited for his turn. Just then, a girl who looked married entered the shop with a 6-year-old child in her arms. She handed the child to an elderly man sitting nearby, saying, "Uncle, please hold Ashish while I get the medicine." Ashish must have been her child's name. The young woman had groomed herself so elegantly that I thought she must be living in the city. Maybe she had come here like me, just to visit. I only caught a glimpse of her face, but for some reason, I couldn't forget it even after returning home. Around 8 p.m., after dinner, I felt like smoking a cigarette. Although I wasn't a regular smoker, I occasionally indulged. I asked my cousin, and he told me there was a shop in the village where I could get cigarettes. He took me there. As soon as I entered the shop, I was struck by multiple shocks. Standing before me was the same young woman I had seen at the doctor's shop earlier in the evening, accompanied by her mother. Seeing them brought back all the memories from the past. She was the same girl I had seen in the village 7 years ago, a day before her wedding. Her name was Chandrakala, as I later found out. Her family, like mine, lived in Delhi. Chandrakala had grown up in Delhi and was an only child. She had completed her education in Delhi, but her father had arranged her marriage in Azamgarh city. Perhaps that's why she had looked so sad when I first saw her. Maybe she didn't want to marry in the village. Honestly, with her marriage, my dream of marrying her had also shattered. Her mother's voice brought me back to the present. She asked, "Son, Sanoj, when did you come from Delhi?" I replied, "I just arrived today." My elder brother's name is Manoj, so my family had named me Sanoj. That's how names are chosen in our family. Her mother asked me about everything, and I kept answering. Chandrakala listened with a smile. I asked for a cigarette, and as she handed it to me, she asked, "Why did you think of the village after so many days?" I told her I had come to get married. Hearing this, she burst out laughing. I asked, "What happened?" She laughed and said, "You're so handsome, smart, and tall. You won't find a girl worthy of you here. The girls here aren't like city girls. You won't like them." Her comment was probably about fair skin and beauty. Smoking the cigarette, I said, "That's not true. Beauty isn't just about fair skin. There are beautiful girls in the village too." She sighed and said, "Okay, we'll see." After returning home, I went to sleep, but I couldn't stop thinking about her. The next day, I had to go to my maternal uncle's house in Menagar. He had seen a girl for me, and I was supposed to meet her. Before leaving, I told my cousin to inform Chandrakala if she asked about me that I had gone to my maternal uncle's house. I don't know why, but I had a feeling she would ask about me. I had sensed a strange emptiness in her eyes. I returned 2 days later, and my cousin told me she had asked about me. Without wasting a moment, I went to her. As soon as she saw me, she teased, "Did you like the girl?" I said, "No." Then, pretending to be unaware, I asked, "How did you know I went to see a girl?" She replied, "Oh, I live in the village, so I have to keep up with the villagers' news." I just smiled. After chatting for a while, I returned home. The next day, Chandrakala came to her maternal uncle's house. Coincidentally, they were also looking for a groom for their daughter. They saw me and liked me, and the next day, they asked me to come and see the girl. The next day, my mother and I were supposed to go to see the girl, since their village was 25 kilometers away and I hadn't seen the girl yet. Chandrakala offered to accompany us. At the appointed time, the three of us traveled by jeep to the girl's village, 25 kilometers away. We didn't like the girl and we returned. On the way back, Chandrakala and I sat inside the jeep next to each other, while my mother sat at the back for convenience. The jeep was packed and our bodies were pressed against each other. It wasn't like I had never been close to a girl before, but her touch electrified me. A shiver ran through my body. The noise was so loud that we had to whisper into each other's ears to talk. After a while, she whispered in my ear, "Sing me a song. The journey is long. Listening to a song will make it pass quickly." I thought this was the perfect opportunity. I decided to express my feelings through a song. I sang the song from the movie Marries. "किसी पत्थर की मूरत से मोहब्बत का इरादा है, पारस इसकी तमन्ना है, इबादत का इरादा है." I sang softly into her ear so no one else could hear. After listening to the song, she said in a dreamy voice, "Sing another one. I'm really enjoying it." I was also enjoying her company. I told her, "If you promise to stay by my side, I'll keep singing beautiful songs for you. You keep smiling at me, and I'll keep singing for you." She seemed to understand my declaration of love. She rested her head on my shoulder. Her eyelids grew heavy. It felt like rain had fallen on a desert that had been barren for years. She looked into my eyes. They were moist, as if she wanted to say something but couldn't. The 25-kilometer journey passed in silence, yet it spoke volumes. When we got off the jeep and started walking on the muddy village road, I asked her, "How was the journey?" She turned her neck towards me and said, "This journey will be remembered for a lifetime." My mother was behind us, so she couldn't hear our conversation. I just smiled. The next day, I went to her shop. She was alone. I told her, "I brought a gift for you. Close your eyes." When she closed her eyes, I cupped her face in my hands and pressed my lips against her flower-like lips. As soon as I did this, she clung to me like a wild vine. We stayed like that for a while. When we parted, she couldn't look me in the eye. She said, "This is wrong. I'm married. I'm a mother. Society won't allow this." I said, "Okay, then tell me you don't love me." She had no answer to this because we were both deeply in love. Anyway, 15 to 20 days passed like this, and my marriage was fixed in a village near Jahangunj town in Azamgarh district. about 16 kilometers from my home. After the marriage was fixed, I returned to Delhi. During this time, Chandrakala and I had met. She told me her husband was an alcoholic, suspicious, and abusive. There was a stark difference in their education and beauty, which made him insecure, and he took it out on her through abuse. In the past 7 years, she had endured nothing but insults, beatings, and neglect. The biggest difference was that she had grown up in the city, while her husband was from the village. Their thoughts and lifestyles didn't match at all. After my marriage was fixed, I returned to Delhi. Once in Delhi, I missed her terribly. I couldn't talk to her because at that time, only wealthy people had mobile phones. 3 months later, I went back to the village and our meetings resumed. Some village boys informed her husband that she was talking to me, so he started keeping a closer eye on her. Meanwhile, I got married and returned to Delhi. Back in Delhi, I got busy with my life, but she began to suffocate in the village. The abuse worsened. Fed up, she divorced her husband and came to Delhi in search of me. She wanted to meet me but didn't know my address. However, as they say, where there's a will, there's a way. A week later, I coincidentally met her below my office. I had told her that my office was at a certain location, but she didn't know the exact address or the name of the office. She had been coming to that market every day, hoping to find me. I was shocked to see her in Delhi. She was very angry with me because, despite her repeated requests, she wouldn't sit on my scooter. But when I insisted, she finally sat. I took her to a restaurant in Punjabi Bagh. I ordered coffee, but she didn't drink it. She cried for a long time, complaining and lamenting. Her underlying message was that I was living a happy life with my wife while her life had turned into hell. She said, "I've left everything behind. I've come here to start a new life. Can you support me?" I replied, "If that were possible, I wouldn't have married someone else. Since we're from the same village, marriage between us is impossible. And now I am also married. What fault is it of the poor girl I have married? I can't leave her." She looked at me with silent eyes, saying nothing. Then we left. Her relative's house was near my office, where she was staying. I dropped her there. Our meetings continued. She would come to my office every day, and we would spend time together in parks or markets. After a week, I realized that her life had already been ruined because of me. And what would happen next? What would be the outcome of these meetings? My conscience told me, "Sanoj, don't meet her. Don't talk to her. If you keep meeting her like this, her life will only be filled with darkness. Don't ruin her life. Maybe if you don't meet her, she'll find her own path. Perhaps she'll choose a good life partner and forget me." Thinking this, I stopped talking to her. I stopped meeting her. I hardened myself. She came every day, but I didn't meet her. She cried, pleaded, but I didn't meet her or talk to her. I even insulted her once, hoping she would hate me and return to her world. A few days later, she left. After she left, I cried a lot. I thought she had gone back to the village, but she didn't. I don't know where she went. No one has seen her since that day. It's been 23 years now. My son is now 21 years old. The signs of aging are visible on my face, but her tearful face still haunts me. When she was leaving, she had said, "You'll never see me again." And to this day, I haven't seen her. I don't know where she is or in what condition. I miss her terribly. She was my first love. I had heard that one never forgets their first love. And it's true. I feel it now. Whenever love is mentioned, her flower-like face appears before my eyes. Even after all these years, I haven't forgotten her. I still want to meet her, apologize, sit with her, and hug her. I miss her a lot. I wish I could meet her again at some turn in life.